Welcome back, ladies and gents. I hope you're all doing great out there. Today I want to share with you how I go about slowing down songs in order to practice guitar slowly with them. It's going to look something like this. So the first thing you want to do is download REAPER, the semi-free digital audio workstation. It's free as long as you're still evaluating the license. Of course, be sure to support the developers by purchasing a license on the long run. So our first step here is to insert two new tracks. You can left click twice onto these empty spaces to create new tracks. Our first track is going to be for the song itself, and our second track is going to be for our guitar. Insert your preferred guitar tone. For me, it's Archetype Nolly. I already have a guitar tone here, which is called Built to Fall, which is the name of the song we're going to use as an example, Built to Fall by Trivium. So now we have our guitar amp simulator and our audio track. Now we're going to simply drag in our audio track onto our project. There we go. Let's extend the tracks here so that we can see the details a bit better of our waveform. Before you hit play, my tip would be to always lower the volume of your audio track, because the songs always come in packing a punch and you don't want to hear that in your ears. So let's hit play. Here's our song. So that's the song we're going to use as an example for this video. So for now, it's pretty simple. If you want to slow down the music, the tempo, you're going to want to go to this little knob here on the bottom right, playback rate. Now, if we lower this knob, say to around 0.7, it's going to be at around 70% speed of the maximum. However, if we simply lower that and we hit play, it's not really what we're looking for. It's also lowering the pitch and slowing it down. But what we want is to preserve the pitch. How do we do this? Pretty simple. You're going to go to that knob right there and hit right click. Go down to the drop down menu, preserve pitch. Now if you play it back, now we have it slowed down and we have the pitch. So now you could slow down the music and play over your guitar to it in order to practice. But let's say we want to take it a step further. We want to have a metronome playing along with us so that we can get the tempo of the rhythm right as we're practicing. Well, how do we do that? Let's reset this back to 100 and we're going to get rid of our audio track for now. So the first thing we want to do is determine the BPM, beats per minute, of the song we're going to practice, in this case Built to Fall. So one of the easiest ways to do this is by going to a website called BPM Database. You type in the song you're looking for. In this case, Built to Fall by Trivium. We have the BPM here at 141. Now that we have the BPM, let's go back to our project in REAPER. And let's punch that in right here at the bottom right, 141. So now we have our tempo set. We're going to drag back our audio. So now we have our audio and we have our BPM set. However, we need to make sure that the audio form lines up into the grid. If we were to play the metronome right now, which is at the top left here on this icon, and we were to play, it's not lining up because it's not lined up with the bars in the grid. So here you can see at the top right, the grid, this would be one bar. First bar to the second bar. So I want to have a count in. I want to have the metronome count me in so that I know when I'm supposed to hit that first note. So once you start a new project, our grid is set by default to 1/4. What does this mean? As you can see in the first bar, we have 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we want to line up our first hit right here, our first note, with the beginning of the bar. However, if we drag it, it simply does not line up with our first note. That means that it won't line up with the metronome. So what we want to do here is we want to go up top to options, drag down, go along to snap grid settings. From here, you can set the grid to split into higher numbers. In this case, we're going to do 132. That's going to give us enough room in order to move the audio waveform around and line it up, of course, with our grid right here. As you can see from the top of that waveform, that would be the peak. That's where the first hit is happening. So right now we have our metronome turned on and we have our audio waveform connected along properly with the grid. So if we play it, we should hear it all line up correctly. Awesome. Okay, so now we have metronome and we have the song. If we were to slow it down here, since we have the preserve pitch on, we can play along with the song slowly and also have a metronome to help us practice the rhythm. You can lower the volume of the song so that you can hear the metronome better as you're practicing. Okay, so what I want now is to have a count in. Okay, I want the metronome to count me in to the song. However, right now the metronome is going to be constantly playing throughout the song. I just want the first 4 beats to be counted for me so that I know when to start. This is particularly handy when you want to play the song full speed, fully in one playthrough or for a YouTube cover, but you need that count in. Okay, so how do we do that? Let's turn our metronome off here. We're going to go and create a new track. We have our track highlighted. We're going to go to Insert, and on the drop-down menu, click Source. So we inserted click Source. You can move this around, as you can see, and we have all the clicks of the metronome in it. Let's take a listen. All right, now we're talking. So now we're going to drag this down so that we only have the first 4 beats. And we're going to set this back to 100 so that we can just have the count in for when we are going to play the song. Now lastly, for you to hear your guitar, of course you want to have your second track armed by hitting that red button right there. Armed for recording. All right, let's practice. Well, that's it for today. I hope you found that video helpful. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification in order to know when I upload a new video. Let me know what else you'd like to learn in the comment section down below of kind of my process when it comes to practicing guitar and recording guitar. I'll see you all again next time. Peace out.